D. Anderson, recording again from the Motorhome Studios, and for the last few weeks I have been talking a lot about the audio recording of Dragonize Your Dragon Eyes. I thought I would share a little bit about how it came together and all the obstacles that came, because as I'm going through the goal process described in the Dragonize Your Dragon Eyes book, I've realized how many obstacles I've come across in just recording this. Don't mind the headphones. I know they make me look a little bit more funny than normal, but I'm funny enough on normal that it's not that much of a change. As I've reflected back on what it has taken to make this audiobook, all the challenges, all the things, how the goal process had to be applied into just the making of this audio version. Of course, I had an aspiration, a goal, and I'd written it down, I've recorded it, talked about it for step 2. I had a lot of obstacles. As I said last week, I completely restarted the audio over. I was so unpleased with the result I was getting. I'm in a beautiful neighborhood, a lot of trees, a lot of animals, and it's not too far from the Phoenix airport. In fact, I'm right underneath the flight path of the airplanes. So, in fact, I hear a prop plane right now. So every time there was a prop plane, this would increase the amount of time because I could hear that in the microphone. And so I had to wait and wait and wait. And sometimes when air traffic was busy, it would be 4 to 5 minutes worth of just waiting from the end of one sentence to the beginning of the next. I think I've got some great tools here. I do have my Samson Meteor, great microphone. I've learned I had to put it on the stand so I can get really close to it as I'm recording. But unfortunately, like I said, it makes that pop sound. And it has the bag. That's the closest thing I have to a popper stopper. I have some beautiful Bose headphones. I was trying it with little earbuds. Oh, it hurt my ears after about 20 minutes. And here I am recording. In fact, right now, I'm almost done with the quotes of shaman members. And I've already recorded 42 minutes, and I'm still not done. A lot of it is dead time, like I said, because the airplanes or the birds or the vehicles. Here's a glimpse of me doing some recording on the last segment, and we'll probably run into some of the obstacles I've had along the way. All right, now I get to continue from where I left off. And I hear a car. It's going around the cul-de-sac. Or is that an airplane? I can hear it in the microphone, but I can't hear it when I take the microphones off. That is how sensitive these microphones are. That's why I really want to build a recording studio, so that it would be so much easier to get this done. This, by far, I know is going to be the hardest audio rendition of all my books. Okay, now it sounds quiet. Quotes from Martin Luther King, Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Okay, I'm going to have to end up redoing that whole thing because I hear the birds. I don't know if the microphone on the camera can pick it up, but I certainly do, and it's just time-consuming. And now another airplane. And birds. It seems like the birds sing with the buzzing of the jets. So once again, I am sitting here waiting, and this is another obstacle that I've been facing the entire time of getting this done. Alright, still got some background noise. Okay, now it's perfect for a second. Quotes from Martin Luther King, Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. See, I always mess up, so it's always redo. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Faith is taking the first. I didn't like the way that sounded. I could hear the p in the microphone. So I'll just redo that one. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education. Another thing I've learned is to have a wireless mouse, because as I'm recording, I'm reading down the screen, and then I can scroll it up without making any noise. I do have this on the keyboard, but when I jostle the computer, I can hear it in the microphone. So that was another lesson learned through trying to record this, of making sure I use my tools correctly. And I'm a big fan about tools. Tools are very important. I have tried to do things with the wrong tools, and trust me, it didn't work. So the reason I showed about the headphones, the microphone, the computer, the phone, the mouse, is because the tools really are important. And that's part of your research, study, learn, and prepare. What do I need to get these done? And without these tools, am I going to be able to do it? Good thing for Control Z. So always, when you're doing your research, study, learning, and preparing, get the right tools. It's worth your while. And I want to start recording, but I again hear a semi-truck accelerating onto the freeway. I'm sure the camera can't hear it, but I certainly can. And an airplane. Okay, back to recording. Our scientific power has outrun our spiritual power. We have guided missiles and misguided men. A man who won't die for something isn't fit to live. Quotes from Sliverballs. You would plunger your toilet if it was plugged and not working. But why don't you plunger your head when it is... All right, redo. Lost my words. Quotes from Sliverballs. You would plunger your toilet if it was plugged and not working. But why don't you plunger your head when it is constipated as you're clogged? I missed the as. I was so concentrated on the word constipated, I was constipated in my words. You would plunger your toilet if it was plugged and not working. But why don't you plunger your head when it is as constipated as your clogged toilet? Have you ever dreamed you were being woken up from a dream? That's the feeling of success. I heard a click. I don't know what it was. Every now and then my fridge clicks, my little heater clicks, something shifts, and I'll hear a click. So I have to redo those takes, even though I did a good job. Okay, I've only got a few phrases left to record. And right now I'm on a pause, again, because I have dueling dogs talking to each other. See? I wish that they can hurry and get the conversation done with, so I can hurry and get my last few statements of this book done with. You just wait. I'm going to be the biggest Chinese star in the world. Those are the last words recorded into audio for Dragonize Your Dragon Eyes. Now, let's see how long it took. 1 hour, 6 minutes and a half. I hope that shows up on my camera. As you can see, it takes a lot of time to record the raw audio. So, after I go through and edit this and fix it up, clean it up, get rid of the buzzes, the hums, the airplanes, the dogs, the fridge, the heater, and me, we will see what is left of this hour and 6.5 minutes. So the next thing I do, I think this is the most difficult part really, is I read it as I hear it, and I cut out all my bad takes. And that takes forever. I have cut it down to 35 minutes and 45 seconds. So that tells you right there just how much time it takes to put into an audio format and how much dedication it takes just to put this into audio. But I'm very proud of my work. Now I have to go through and edit it again. The ACX, the company that owns Audible, which are both owned by Amazon, I believe that's correct, they said to make sure you edit out all of those breath marks, because when you're listening to it, it does sound horrible. And when it's your own breath, it's actually annoying. So that's the next thing we're going to do. It's not going to take down any of this time, but you have to be pretty precise because some of your words, they don't show up on here because that is just the pressure change of the microphone, not the sound. So if you're not careful, you'll cut off an end of your sentence, and it goes to the end of your sentence, and it sounds really odd. So there's a lot of Control-Z work in that as well, just to get it so that you finish off the sentence, but you get rid of the breath or any little clicks and sounds and stuff like that. So that's the next thing to do. And I just finished the critique edits, the breathing, all that stuff, and I reduced it down some more, down to 30 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, I just need to compile it into an MP3 format, put it up to ACX, and hopefully this will be available to you on audio through audio.com very soon. Now let me tell you, I'm exhausted and I've really done nothing all day, but this is tiring work, applying your brain to doing something, to accomplishing something. It gets kind of boring once in a while. It's a good thing my content is really good. Otherwise, I don't know how these professional editors do it when they get a boring book, because it makes you tired very quickly. You've got to go through a lot of caffeine and using the restroom a lot, so then they get nothing done. That's a problem with being a human, is that once you get on a groove, your body decides it's time to change something. You got to use the restroom, or you finally get to sleep at night, and then it's time to wake up, and man, you just don't want to. So there's the updates of everything I've done this past week, and again, I hope for everybody else, you have another great week.